doing? How are you doing? This is Emmanuel Ahmadu here. How are you doing? If you can hear me and I am loud and clear enough, please go ahead. Let me know in the comments. You can hear me and I am loud and clear enough. Please go ahead. Let me know in the comments. How are you doing? How are you doing? This is the School of Personal Development with Emmanuel Ahmadu, a free bi-monthly personal development training program where you are equipped with principle-based, life-applicable knowledge that is guaranteed to transform your life. If you're just joining in, please do well. Let me know if you can hear me. Fantastic. Onoja says he can hear me. Simon says he can hear me. Please do me a favor. Click on the share button and make sure you share this video with at least one person. You can share it on your WhatsApp status. You can share it on in a WhatsApp group. You can share it on your Facebook profile. Just go ahead, make sure you share the video with at least one person. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please do well. Click on the subscribe button right now and subscribe to the channel. As usual, I would like to do a quick shout out before we get started officially. So you're just joining in, comment your first name and your current location. Your first name and your current location. I'll do a quick shout out and then we are into the business for tonight. The power of focus, managing distractions. Tonight's teaching is one teaching that will change your life for good. I'm super excited about what I'll be sharing. You're not yet subscribed to the channel. Make sure you click on the subscribe button and do well to like the video so that YouTube can share with many people and so that they can be blessed and they can get value from what is about to rain down. I'm super excited. You're just joining in. Make sure you comment your first name and your current location. This is the School of Personal Development with Emmanuel Ahmadu. By the way, let me encourage you. We just have a short time together. Get a pen, get a notebook, and stay away from every form of distraction. Okay? If you do not have a dedicated notebook for the School of Personal Development, I encourage you to get one because the lessons, the teachings, right from now till the end of the year and then into the new year, we're going to be dealing with very strategic subjects that are key to living a victorious life. So go ahead, comment your first name and your current location. I'll do the quick shout out and then we jump right into the business for tonight. I see Damilola from Niger State. Good to have you, Damilola. We have Simon all the way from Abuja. Good to have you, Simon. I see Adesoji from Zaria. Good to have you, Adesoji. We have Joshua connecting from Zaria, Kaduna State. Good to have you, Joshua. We have Agada from Zaria. Good to have you, Agada. We have Atia Abasi. I hope I did justice to the name. All the way from Kano. Good to have you. My own Compassion. Compassion, good to have you from Port Harcourt. We have Cornel, all the way from Jos, Nigeria. Good to have you. So without wasting any further time, we'll jump right into the business for tonight. I'm teaching on the topic, the power of focus, managing distraction. And I want to start by making this statement, and that is, everybody is destined for greatness, but not everybody eventually becomes great due to many factors, ranging from, lack of vision, ranging from lack of knowledge, ranging from lack of self-discipline, dishonor, procrastination, laziness. But I've come to discover that the chiefest reason, the primary reason why a lot of people, although ordained for greatness, although ordained for a life of glory and a life of victory, do not actualize reality is because of the word distractions. Distractions. Let me read from a few Bible verses. By the way, if you're just joining the School of Personal Development, you would hear me quote scriptures not from a religious perspective. This is not a religious platform at all. For me, the Bible is a book of success. And just like the way you can quote from any book, Think and Grow Rich, and the rest of success books like that, is the same way that I quote from the Bible. So Isaiah 43 verse 7. Isaiah 43 verse 7. He says, even everyone that is called by my name, for I have created him for my glory. I have formed him, yea, have I made him. Very profound. So God created all men for glory. God created all men to succeed. God created all men to live a victorious life. Another Bible verse, John 15 verse 8. He says, this is to my Father's glory, that you bear much fruit, showing yourselves to be my disciples. So God is happy. God is glorified. Our Maker is happy when we bear much fruit, when we have results. So God desires for all of his creations to have and to live a victorious life. One last scripture, and then we make progress. Matthew 5 verse 16. It says, let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. So God desires that our light shines. He has put a light within us, and he wants that light to shine. Every human being is ordained for a life of victory. Every human being is ordained to be successful. Think about it for an instance. If a company designs a product, let's talk about the iPhone 17 Pro Max that was just recently released. Now, do you think that when they were creating that product, they created with the intention for it to fail? No way. When they were designing it, they were putting all the factors in place to ensure that that product eventually becomes a success. Are you seeing it? No creator creates anything with the intention for that thing to fail. And that includes God, the master creator. That God did not design you, God did not design me to fail. Somebody say, I am a success. Write it down in the comments. I am a success. I am designed and I am ordained to succeed. But you see, not everybody, like I said initially, will manifest this greatness due to a lot of factors. Not everybody will eventually become great due to so many factors. And I named a few for us. Maybe due to ignorance, due to lack of self-discipline, due to procrastination, dishonor, and a myriad of factors. But I have come to realize that the chiefest reason, the most prominent reason, if there's a word like that, why people fail in life, why people do not manifest the greatness that they are ordained to be, is because of the word distraction. Now let's do a quick study on the word distraction. I want to define what distraction is. You may write it down in the comments. A distraction is anything, take note, anything that diverts your focus from or prevents you from giving your full attention to your main task, goal, or purpose. Put hyphen, even if it is just for a short time. I'll repeat it one more time. That a distraction is anything, take note, anything that diverts your focus from or prevents you from giving your full attention to your main task, goal, or purpose. Then put dash, even if it is just for a short time. So anything that shifts away your focus or dilutes your attention from your main agenda is called a distraction. And we can see from this definition that a distraction is not only something that is bad. A distraction can be a good thing. That means a good thing can distract you. Right now, what is your main objective? What is your main priority? Your main priority is to watch the School of Personal Development. You are watching me teach powerfully, and you are paying attention and listening to me. Now, if somebody calls you, it may be an important call or it may be a friend. Is there something wrong with picking a call from a friend? There is nothing wrong with that. But we do. Okay, fantastic. Sorry. So I define. Okay, fantastic. Sorry. So I define a distraction as anything that diverts your focus from or prevents you from giving your full attention to your main task, goal, or purpose, even if it is just for a short time. And I said a distraction does not necessarily have to be a bad thing. A distraction can be a good thing as long as it diverts your focus or dilutes your attention from your main task. It is a distraction. A good thing can be a distraction. Very important. Now let's look at some of the most common distractions that exist in our world today. Common distractions that exist in our world today. And you must deal with these distractions if you are to live a victorious life. It is impossible for you to live a victorious life if you do not deal with these distractions. There are a couple of them. I'll see how many I can give us before we make progress. Number one is what I call social media and phone addiction. Social media and phone addiction. This is one of the biggest distractions for many people in our present time and age. This is one of the major reasons why a lot of people fail to manifest their greatness. This is one of the reasons why a lot of people fail to live a victorious life, because they are addicted to their phones and they are addicted to social media. There's a phenomenon they call mindless scrolling, where somebody will be on their phone for hours and they are just scrolling from one reel to another, from one video to another. Many of our young people have become a victim to this cancer, mindless scrolling. Before you know, you've spent 3 hours, you've spent 5 hours, you've spent 7 hours just scrolling through social media feeds, whether Instagram or Facebook. And at the end of the day, you did not achieve anything by that action. Mindless scrolling. How about notifications? You want to do something serious. For example, you may be watching a very important video like this, and then a notification pops up on your phone. And before you know, you open the notification, and 3 hours later, you are opening another notification, watching something. Is like a loop that pulls you in, a hole that pulls you in. Distractions. How about the comparison that comes from what we see on social media that waste our time? You see a lot of people living fake life on social media, and you become obsessed. You want to live like that, and it distracts you from your real purpose. Social media and phone addiction is one of the most disastrous distractions that we have in our present age and our present time. If you're going to live a victorious life, you must learn how to set boundaries to manage the distraction of social media and your phone. Are you seeing it? There are many people who are literally addicted to their phones. If they don't hold their phones within a space of maybe 1 hour, they will literally be shaking. Where's my phone? It's almost as if a part of them has left them. You will not be great. You will not be able to maximize and actualize destiny if you are addicted to your phone, addicted to social media, addicted to the internet. Distraction number 2. I'm listing for us some of the common distractions that we have in our present age and time. Distraction number 2 is the distraction of pleasure and entertainment. Number 1 is the distraction of social media and phone addiction. Number 2 is the distraction of pleasure and entertainment. Now, is it good to enjoy yourself? Is it good to be entertained? Yes. But for many people, it has become an addiction. It has become something they cannot control. You sit down and you watch movie for 6 hours at a stretch. Are you seeing it? You don't read a book. You don't watch videos that educate you. But when it has to do with things that are entertaining, you can drown your time there. You can literally stay there for hours wasting and killing your time. Pleasure and entertainment is a major distraction that you must deal with if you want to be great. Like I said, it is not a bad thing, but when you do it too much, it can ravage your destiny. It's like sugar. There is a minimum amount of sugar that you can take that you will remain healthy. The moment you begin to overdo it because you like sugar, be ready to begin to battle with diabetes. So that's how it is. There are people who are literally addicted to entertainment. The moment you put something that is entertaining, they are already there. Movies, games, going for parties, the constant need to feel excited. Are you seeing it? The constant need to be, happy. It can weaken your discipline and dull your hunger for growth. How about our appetite for food? You light up anytime you see food. Anytime you eat seafood, you eat literally 5 times a day. You can eat anything. There is no self-control. Distraction of pleasure and entertainment. It conditions your mind to avoid effort. It conditions your mind to avoid the discipline that makes for greatness and that makes for success. If you want to be great, you must overcome this distraction. The distraction of pleasure and entertainment. Number 3, the third distraction. Now, this one will shock you because you probably did not know that it's a distraction. Is the distraction of people and relationships. People can be a distraction. You've heard me make the statement before that great people are more generous with their money than they are with their time, because they know that if they lose money, they can make it again. But if they lose their time, they will not make it again. There are many people who dilute their attention, dilute their focus because of, the obsession to please people, to be around people. Your biggest distraction, one of your biggest distractions will come from the people that are around you. You must learn to guard your attention, guard your time, and guard your energy from the distraction of people. Many years ago, I used to have a young man that any small thing, he would just send me a text message, sir. And these people, they literally will blackmail you by the statements they use. You just see a text message, Daddy, I really want to see you. I really want to see. There's something important I want to discuss. And then you let the person come and he sits down in front of you, and the person is looking at you. And you are wondering, why did you come? I thought you said there is something important to discuss. They just want to be around you. They kill your time. Do not be too emotional that you allow your time and your space to be invaded by everybody. If it is not important, do not give access. For example, unnecessary calls. There are people who just call you unnecessarily. They can call you 3 times, 4 times a day. Nothing meaningful to say. How about unnecessary visitation? Are you at home? Can I come and see you? For what? What are you bringing to the table? You must guard your time. You must guard your energy. You must guard your resources against people who drain your time. How about unproductive conversations? There are people who can talk for hours, and at the end of the day, when you see what they have said, there is nothing tangible that has come out of that conversation. The distraction of people and relationships. Distraction number 4. Distraction number 4. The fourth kind of distraction that you must avoid at all costs is the distraction of unhealthy comparison. The distraction of unhealthy comparison. 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 12. I read the B part, the latter part. It says they comparing themselves to themselves are not wise. You know why? Comparison will rob you of the energy. It will rob you of the time. It will rob you of the focus that you would have channeled to more meaningful things. Instead of looking at the other person and say, what are they doing now? What are they achieving now? You would have used that energy to drive yourself into greater success. Comparison. You must avoid it at all costs. The distraction of unhealthy comparison. Measuring your progress against others It can breed envy. It can breed discouragement, right? Everybody have their race to run. It is foolishness because God did not create you like anybody else. So focus on your own race. Avoid distraction by all means. Oh, look at what this person is doing. What have I not? This person is doing this. This person is able to have this. You will just kill yourself, discourage yourself for nothing. And at the end of the day, you will not make progress in your own line of assignment. Distraction number 5. The 5th distraction that you must deal with to achieve greatness is overdwelling on the past. Overdwelling on the past, whether favorable or unfavorable. Overdwelling on the past. Isaiah chapter 43 verse 18. It says, remember ye not the former things, neither consider the things of the old. Behold, I will do a new thing. My God. So God cannot do a new thing in your life if you are still holding on to the old things. And the old things can be good or bad. It doesn't matter. Your obsession with the past will stop you from entering into your future. Your addiction to the past will stop you from manifesting greatness. Usually, the enemy of your next success is your last success. The distraction, overdwelling on the past. Philippians 3:13. Paul, the apostle, speaking, he said, brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended. He says, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, forgetting the glory of yesterday, forgetting the success of yesterday. I know you had first class in your first semester. How about your 300 level? I know that was 100 level. How about now that you're in 300 level? There are many people who keep talking about what happened yesterday, that they lose their energy to yesterday and they are not able to achieve anything today or tomorrow. Your negative past, overdwelling on your negative past, can create fear and discouragement. You become afraid. I failed yesterday. Oh, it did not happen the way I started a business and it crashed. I applied for the job and I was not given. It can discourage you from moving into tomorrow. Overdwelling on the positive past can create pride and complacency. You have that arrival mentality. So there is no need to press again. There is no need to push again. So by all means, forget yesterday. Don't forget Isaiah 43 verse 18. Remember ye not the former things. Whatever is in yesterday is in yesterday. If you have to think about yesterday, is to draw wisdom from it so that you can use it today and tomorrow. But do not sit down and be romanticizing, the victories of yesterday or the loss of yesterday. Move on. Move on. Number 6, the 6th distraction that you must overcome if you desire to live a victorious life is the distraction of overthinking about the future. Overthinking about the future. On one hand, there are people who are overthinking about yesterday, and there are another set of people who are overthinking about the future. And let me tell you what overthinking about the future does. It creates fear and worry. What if I fail? What if this does not happen? What if this does not happen? In Philippians chapter 4 verse 6, the Bible says, be careful for nothing, be anxious for nothing. It says, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be known unto God. Do not be anxious about anything. Don't allow the future worry. Usually anxiety is tied to our overthinking, our overanalyzing of what will happen in the future. What if I apply for the job and they do not pick me? What if, I start the business and then it fails? Just start it. Stop overthinking about the future. Just do it. Just take action. Be like Nike and just do it. And just do it. You must refuse to overthink about the future. It's a distraction that can cripple you from moving forward in life and in destiny. Now that we know the various distractions that are common in our present time and our present age, what makes them so dangerous? What makes distraction dangerous and costly? I want to give us 3 reasons why you must deal with distractions. If you don't deal with distractions, these are the 3 consequences that you have to experience. Number 1, distraction is a thief of time. It is a thief of time. And you see, the currency of your life is your time. Anything that wastes your time is wasting your life. So distraction is not only going to steal your time, it's going to steal your life. It will not only steal your time, it will also destroy your life. Distraction literally kills your time. It literally wastes your time. There are many people who wake up in the morning and they are just scrolling through social media, and before you know, it's already 3 p.m. You've already wasted that day. You keep doing that habit, and before you know, you've wasted 1 year. And before you know, you are in your 30s and there is nothing substantial that you have achieved because you've lived your entire life in distraction. Distraction will drain your life. It will literally steal your life. So distraction is a thief of time. Number 2, distraction drains your energy. Why distraction? I'm sharing with us what makes distraction dangerous and costly. Number 2, distraction drains your energy. If you are a science student, you would have learned that it takes energy to do work and that you cannot create or destroy energy. Energy can only be moved from one place to another or transformed from one form of energy to another, but you cannot create or destroy energy. So if you are using your energy in one place, you cannot use it in another place. So distractions come to steal your energy so that you cannot use it for what matters. It's like a parasite. You know what parasites do? When they come, they begin to suck your blood. Your blood is supposed to be for your organs, but these parasites begin to suck on blood that is supposed to be for your organs. And it can lead to sickness, it can lead to diseases that can lead to death. So distractions will drain your energy. If you are using your energy to worry, you cannot use it to make progress. If you are using your energy to scroll aimlessly through, social media or the internet, you will not have the energy to focus on your goals and your project. Before coming live, to teach, I had to take a few minutes to nap, to sleep. Now, imagine if I use that time maybe to be chatting around or to be playing game or to be doing whatever it is. I would have been very tired, and by the time I come here to teach, I will just be literally drooling. Why? Because I wasted my energy in distractions. So distraction drains your energy that you should have used to do meaningful work. And progress is a function of energy. You cannot make progress if you don't have energy. It's like somebody who has fuel. You buy fuel in your car, and then somebody come and meet you and say, please, give me small fuel. I want to use it to start a fire. And before you know, people have collected your energy, your fuel. When it is now time to travel and to make progress, you cannot make progress because you have wasted your energy on things that do not matter. So distraction drains your energy. Number 3, the third consequence of distraction is that it wastes your limited material resources. This includes your money and so on. It includes your money and other resources. Distraction wastes your limited material resources. The money that you should use to buy books, you are using it to buy clothes to please people who are not even interested in you. The money that you should use to go and learn a new skill, you are using it to buy a phone that nobody cares about, that will be outdated in the next 2 months or 3 months. So when you spend your resources on distractions, you will not have the resources to spend on the things that matter. And remember what I told you, that a distraction does not have to be bad for it to be a distraction. For example, buying a phone is not a bad thing. But the question is, with respect to your current level and your goals is buying a phone that you don't need important? No. Are you seeing it? So it is very important to know that distraction will waste your resources. Before you know, you're already in your 30s and you don't have any skill. You have not learned anything new. You've not read any book. Why? Because you were busy using your money to buy things that you did not need to impress people that don't even care about you. So distraction drains your resources, drains your material resources. I'm so happy that in the earlier part of my life, I spent my resources on things that added value to my life. If I probably used, the funds that I had then to buy material things, they would have gone out by now. They would have worn out. Imagine I bought clothes, it would have worn out. All these things will wear away. You want to make sure that you spend your resources on things that add real value to your life. Now, all these consequences that I mentioned, they are the currencies of life that distraction drains. So if distraction drains these currencies, your time, your energy, and your resources, it has literally drained your destiny. This is why distraction does not only thief your time and your resources, it thieves your destiny. Distraction will rob you of your glorious destiny. Having said this, what then is the cure to distraction? How do you cure distraction? How do you manage distraction? Write this down. The cure to distraction is focus. As simple as that. The cure to distraction is focus. You want to deal with distractions. You want to manage distractions. You don't try to solve the distraction or, literally fight the distraction. The key to overcoming distractions is to focus. What is focus? Let me define what focus is. Focus is the ability to keep your attention fixed on what is important until you finish it. One more time. Focus is the ability to keep your attention fixed on what is important, what is most important until you finish it. Philippians chapter 3 and verse 13. Philippians chapter 3 and verse 13. It says, "Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, and reaching forth unto those things which are before." He says, "I press towards the mark of the high calling." This one thing I do, focus. Not these 20 things I do. This one thing I do. Focus is the ability to keep your attention on one thing until you accomplish it. Matthew chapter 6, verse 22 and 23. Matthew chapter 6, verse 22 and 23. It says, "The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single," it says, "the whole body shall be full of light." Focus is the ability to keep your eye single. If you look at too many things, you will become a product of too many things. If you look at one thing, you will become full of that thing. Focus is very powerful. Focus is the cure to distraction. As I am looking at my screen right now, I don't know, I can't literally, at the same time be looking at what is beside me, be looking at what is at this side or what is under me. Why? Because I am focused on my screen. And you see, what you focus on, you gravitate towards. What you focus on magnifies in your life. The cure to distraction, the cure to a life of mediocrity, the cure to a life that is diluted, a life that is poor, a life that is void of glory and beauty and victory, is to have focus. Focus on the things that matters. How to cultivate and strengthen your focus. How to cultivate and strengthen your focus. I'll share 5 keys with us and then we'll wrap up by looking at what you should focus on. How to cultivate and strengthen your focus. There are 5 primary ways to do that. You want to become somebody who is focused, who is achieving things and making progress in life. There are many people who cannot mention 3 things, significant things they achieved this year. You know why? Not because they have not been doing many things, but because they have not been focused. They have been very distracted. They've been trying to do many things, but they were not making progress towards anything. So at the end of the day, there is nothing to show for their time, their investment of energy, because it was diluted. How to cultivate and strengthen your focus. You want to live a victorious life, pay attention to what I'm about to share. Number 1, clearly define your focus. This includes your purpose, your goals, and your priorities. Clearly define your focus, in bracket, purpose, goals, and priorities. Distraction means disturbed attraction. I think it was yesterday or so, I was just meditating on what I was going to teach today, and it came very strongly to me. The word distraction is made of 2 words. Disturbed attraction. That you have an attraction and then you are disturbed from that attraction. So we say that is a distraction. Are you seeing it? So if you don't have an attraction, everything becomes a distraction. Very profound. So the first key is to define what do you want to focus on. That's why people who do not have goals people are easily distracted. A man who does not have a vision, sleeping becomes a hobby. It was Dr. Linus. That's one of the most common quotes by Dr. Linus Okori, the founder of Gotni in Abuja, that when you do not have a vision for your life, sleeping becomes a hobby. And it's very true, because when you do not have a goal, you become a natural victim of distraction. Everything can distract you. The easiest people to distract are people who don't have a goal. How do I know you don't have a goal? Somebody just calls you and says, can we go to the market? You say, no problem, let's go. I'm coming. Can I come to your house? No problem, come to my house. Can we go and do this? No problem, come this. You don't have a goal. A person who doesn't have a goal becomes a natural victim of distractions. So you must define your purpose clearly. This one thing I do, forgetting the things that are behind, I press towards the mark. Press towards the mark. My God, this is very profound. So define, what do you want to achieve? I have the next 10 years of my life planned. The next 15 years, 20 years, already have visions that are laid out. Because I know that if I do not know what I want, I become a victim to distraction. Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? What do you hope to achieve? What countries do you want to visit? What kind of house do you want to live in? What kind of spouse do you want to have? What kind of children do you want to raise? How many children do you want? What do you want to do with your time? How do you want to raise your children? If you do not know what you want, you will become easily distracted. I used to say then that the easiest person that Satan can kill is a man who does not have vision. A man who does not have an attraction. So clearly define your focus, your purpose, your goals, and your priorities if you want to strengthen your focus. Number 2, draw your boundaries and jurisdiction. This is your values, in bracket values. You want to be a focused man or a focused woman, you must draw your boundaries and your jurisdiction. As stated, how far can you go? You must define it. There are places I don't go to. If you ever see me at a wedding, it's because I really like the people, right? Because I don't see any reason why. Now, there's nothing wrong with attending weddings, but there is a kind of vision that you would have. Even attending weddings can become a distraction. In the entire Bible, is only one that it was recorded that Jesus went to a wedding feast, and that was the earlier part of his ministry. There is a way that you can be so engrossed with visions, it will affect the places that you go to. There is a particular time of the day I cannot watch certain things. Are you seeing it? There are certain people that cannot be my friends. There are certain conversations I cannot have. What are your boundaries? What are your values? You want to be a focused person, you must have values. What are the topics you cannot talk about? Right? What are the places you cannot visit? You must define your boundaries and your jurisdictions if you want to be a focused person. Number 3, you want to be a focused person? Don't try to do too many things. Do not try to do too many things. Philippians chapter 3 verse 13. It says, brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do. Somebody say, one thing I do. Let me ask you a question. What is the one thing that you do? You see, many people have the illusion that before they can make progress, they have to do many things. They have to do a lot of things. But that is a lie. It is a fallacy. Progress is not a function of doing so many things. Progress is a function of doing one thing consistent enough until it begins to yield results in your life. So do not excuse motion and activity to progress. No. Doing one thing repeatedly is more powerful than doing many things haphazardly. Did you hear that? Doing one thing repeatedly in a full scale is more powerful than doing 100 things in a haphazard, mediocre way. I rather read one book in 1 year and finish it and understand it and digest it than to read 20 books but to only read 10 pages and not understand what I read. Speed is not an advantage if you are not getting value from what you are doing. Activities, busyness is not an advantage if you are not making progress. Don't be busy going nowhere. So some of us need to dilute the things that we are doing. You are doing too many things. You are learning how to cook. You are learning tailoring. You are learning how to sew, how to do copywriting. You are learning how to sell. You are doing too many things. That's why you are not making progress. You want to be a focused person, you must dilute. It looks like I'm doing a lot of things, but let me tell you, they are not up to 3 things that I'm doing. In fact, for the next 5 years, for the next 1 year, I've defined just 5 things that will become the anchor of my life. 5 things that I will focus on. For my entire life journey, there are 7 things I focus on. So you need to simplify your life. Being busy is not equal to progress. Doing too many things does not guarantee that you will achieve, many results. Sometimes you need one thing. Somebody write one thing. One thing. So don't try to do too many things. Number 4, you want to be a focused person. You want to strengthen your focus. Patiently endure in your pursuit. Patiently endure in your pursuit. Let me tell you what this means. It means do not be the kind of person who starts things and stops doing them because you are not seeing results. There are many people who start doing things and because they are not seeing results, they stop doing it and they try doing another thing. You will never make progress that way. I made this mistake, earlier when I started my journey as a personal development trainer. When I started doing something and I noticed that people were not paying attention, I stopped it and I moved to another thing. Nobody respects you if you are not consistent. Nobody will follow you if you are not consistent. You want to be a focused person, you must master how to patiently endure in your pursuit. Do not have the habit of abandoning things. You want to write a book, make sure you write it well and you finish well. You want to start a business, make sure you give yourselves completely to it. The Bible says, give yourself wholly to these things. He said, whatsoever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might as unto God. Is a key to being a focused person. Don't dilute your attention. Don't dilute your focus. Whatever you are doing, do it to the end. Patiently endure in your pursuit. Don't be in a hurry and say, I want to see result. I want result to come. Some things require consistency to produce. It requires consistency. There are people watching you. I know you think that it's just 1 or 2 people that are viewing your post. It's not true. There are many people who will never like your post or share your post. They are watching you. They want to see how consistent you will be. The Bible says Gentiles will come to your light and kings to the brightness of your rising. Kings don't come to your, they will observe your light, but they will not come to it. Is when it becomes bright that they are now compelled to come and interact with your light. So don't give up because you are not seeing results. Patiently endure in your pursuit. Number 5, how to cultivate and strengthen your focus. Avoid all forms of comparison. Avoid all forms of comparison. I've said something like this before now. Comparison dilutes your focus. When you take your eye off your assignment and begin to do, there's a word they call it, is it oju kokoro? You begin to look at what other people are doing. Who is doing this? Who is achieving this? You dilute your energy, you dilute your attention, you dilute your focus. Right? Put your eye. He says, this one thing I do, forgetting the things that are behind. I press. I press. Are you seeing it? Put your eye on the plow. Do not look left or look right. Remember Lot's wife. They said, do not look back. And she looked back. And what happened? She became a pillar of salt. You will not become a pillar of salt. Keep your eyes on your goal. Keep your eyes on your vision. That's why I said define your focus at the beginning. It will deal with all of these distractions that come. The Bible speaking in 2 Corinthians 10:12, it says, those comparing themselves one to another, they are not wise. Now, I want to wrap up by sharing with us what should you focus on to live a victorious life. I want to share with us 5 things that you must focus on to live a victorious life. Remember, I told us that the key to building your focus is to define what you're focused in. But the question is, what should you focus on? I want to share with us 5 things. If you focus on these 5 things for the next 2 years, I assure you, you will not be a failure. You will live the kind of life that only a few people get to live. You will live the kind of life that is going to be filled with beauty and glory and color and ambience. Number 1, what do you focus on? Focus on building robust capacity. Focus on building robust capacity. Daniel chapter 11 verse 32. It says, but the people that do know their God, they shall be strong and they shall do exploit. Take note. They become before they do. What you are able to do is dependent on your capacity. You cannot power a stadium with an I pass my neighbor generator. Are you seeing it? So if you know that you want a glorious destiny, one of the ways to spend your time and your energy and your resources is to build robust capacity. 1 Kings chapter 19 verse 7. 1 Kings 19 verse 7. It says, and the angel of the Lord came again the second time and touched him and said, arise and eat, because the journey is great. You need capacity for the journey. So you don't waste your time, you don't waste your energy when you invest it in capacity building, when you invest it in prayer, when you invest it in studying, when you invest it in building your body, building your mental health, building relationships, building financial capacity. You don't waste your time. So what do you do? What do you focus on? Especially when you are young, is to build capacity. Lamentations 3:27. It says, it is good that a man bears the yoke in his youth. What does that mean? It is good that a man builds capacity when he is young. You need capacity to do exploit. You need capacity to live a great life. Build capacity. And one of the ways you build capacity is to cultivate what I call a daily growth routine. If you're part of the Leaders Manna Network, by the way, if you're not part of the community, make sure you click on the link and join the community. There's so much value that is being dispensed in the community. But one of the things we teach is the daily growth routine, the necessity of a daily growth routine. Activities that you engage every day to build yourself. Praying every day, reading every day. Before the teaching tonight, I've already taken time to read. There are things I must do every day. You know why? Because I'm building capacity for the destiny that is ahead of me. Focus on building capacity. If you don't know what to focus on, next time you don't know what to do, build capacity. Somebody say, I will build capacity. Write it down in the comments. I will build capacity. You don't waste when you build capacity. Build